Welcome to NFL Talk.
Yeah.
I'm Liam.
And I'm Olivia.
And we wanted to dive deep into this NFL trade deadline action.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, things got absolutely wild yesterday.
Absolutely wild.
We're talking seismic shifts for some teams, as they gear up for playoff runs or make some strategic moves for the future.
Absolutely. And we've got two massive trades to unpack.
Oh, yeah.
Involving the Steelers, the Jets, and the Packers.
Big names.
The ripple effects are fascinating.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it.
The Steelers were busy.
Busy.
Acquiring wide receiver Mike Williams from the Jets and pass rusher Preston Smith from the Packers.
Wow.
It's like they flipped a switch and went all in.
It certainly seems that way. So the question becomes, why? What are the Steelers seeing that maybe others aren't? And what does this mean for the teams they traded with?
Yeah, that's a big question. Let's start with the Mike Williams trade.
Okay.
They sent a 2025 fifth-round pick to the Jets for him. On the surface, it seems like a steal for a receiver of his caliber.
It's definitely a low-risk move for the Steelers. Williams brings a physical presence at 6'4". He's that big-bodied receiver who can win those contested catches, something that could be a huge asset alongside their star, George Pickens.
Yeah. Pickens commands so much attention from defenses that having another big target like Williams could really open things up for their offense. Plus, the receiver core has been a bit thin after trading Deontay Johnson in the offseason.
And don't forget, they drafted Roman Wilson in the 3rd round this year, but he's on injured reserve. So this move for Williams might be a way to hedge their bets and ensure they have enough firepower on the field.
That's a really good point. Now, why would the Jets let go of Williams? They just acquired superstar Davante Adams, who's undoubtedly going to be their primary target.
Exactly. It seems like there were just too many mouths to feed in that Jets receiving core. With Adams demanding so many targets, Williams' role was likely going to be significantly reduced.
And we can't ignore that awkward moment where Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers publicly criticized Williams for running the wrong route. I'm sure that didn't help the situation.
Oh, no.
Oof.
It definitely adds another layer to the story. While it's hard to say for sure if that played a role in the trade, the timing is certainly interesting. Ultimately, this move might be a win-win.
Yeah.
The Jets create some breathing room in their receiving core, and Williams gets a chance for a fresh start in Pittsburgh.
I agree. Both teams seem to benefit from this. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about the Preston Smith trade.
All right.
This one really raised some eyebrows. The Steelers snagged him from the Packers for a 2025 7th-round pick, practically giving him away.
Right. To get a seasoned veteran like Smith for such a late-round pick is an absolute steal. This is a player with a proven track record, consistently delivering solid performances year after year.
And the Steelers have been hit hard with injuries at the pass rusher position. Smith's experience and leadership could be invaluable, especially as they head into a tough stretch of games within their division.
Absolutely. He's a reliable edge rusher who can generate pressure and disrupt plays. And let's not forget his impact on the run defense.
Right.
Smith is known for his strength and ability to set the edge, which is crucial in the physical AFC North.
It's like the Steelers are building a wall on that defensive line.
Yeah.
What about the Packers? What does this trade signal about their plans?
Well, trading away a veteran like Smith, particularly for such a low price, suggests that the Packers might be shifting their focus towards the future. They could be looking to give younger players more opportunities and build for the long term.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's worth noting that Smith is one of the few players over 30 to leave Green Bay this season. It's a subtle but significant change in their roster composition.
It certainly raises questions about their direction. Are they entering a rebuilding phase? Are they prioritizing youth over experience?
Yeah.
These are the questions we'll be keeping an eye on as the season unfolds.
It's like a chess game, isn't it? Each move has consequences and sets off a chain reaction across the league.
Exactly, and that's what makes the NFL so captivating. You have to analyze not just the individual moves, but also their implications on the bigger picture.
All right, so we've dissected these trades, but the big question remains, what do they tell us about the Steelers' ambitions this season?
It seems clear that they're making a statement. They're not content with mediocrity. By addressing key weaknesses and adding proven talent, they're sending a message. They're in it to win it. These moves show a commitment to building a championship-caliber team, and that's exciting.
It's definitely a bold strategy. It'll be fascinating to see how Williams and Smith perform in their new roles and whether these trades translate into wins on the field. But one thing's for sure, The Steelers are all in.
Absolutely. They've put all their chips on the table. Now the pressure is on to deliver.
The AFC North just got a whole lot more interesting.
No kidding. The Bengals, the Ravens, and now the Steelers, this division is going to be a dogfight. Buckle up, because things are about to get wild. It's amazing how one trade can trigger a domino effect across the league. We've seen it time and time again in the NFL.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of chain reactions, let's talk about the impact these trades could have on the players involved.
Okay.
Starting with Mike Williams. He's had a bit of a roller coaster career so far, hasn't he?
He has. Remember, he was a first-round pick by the Chargers back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually had 2 1,000-yard seasons with them.
Right.
But then he tore his ACL last season.
Oh, yeah.
And was released in March. It's been a tough road for him lately.
It really has. He's signed with the Jets hoping for a comeback. But then they brought in Devontae Adams, and his role seemed to diminish almost immediately.
Right.
And then there was that incident with Aaron Rodgers calling him out publicly for running the wrong route.
Ouch. Yeah. That couldn't have been easy. So do you think this trade to Pittsburgh could be the fresh start he needs?
I think it has the potential to be a perfect fit. The Steelers need a big-bodied receiver like him, someone who can win those contested catches and be a reliable target in the red zone. Plus, he'll be playing with Kenny Pickett, who's shown flashes of brilliance in his young career.
That's a great point. Pickett has a strong arm and isn't afraid to take risks downfield.
Yeah.
Williams could be the perfect complement to Pickens, giving Pickett 2 dynamic options on the outside.
And don't forget about the Steelers' offensive coordinator, Matt Canada.
Right.
He's known for his creative play calling and his ability to tailor his schemes to his players' strengths. I'm sure he'll find ways to maximize Williams' talent and get him involved in the offense.
I'm excited to see how this new dynamic duo develops. This could be a turning point in Williams' career, a chance to prove his doubters wrong and show the league what he's capable of.
Absolutely. Now let's shift our focus to Preston Smith. He's been a model of consistency throughout his career, quietly racking up sacks and tackles for loss.
He's a true professional. He spent 4 seasons with the Redskins before joining the Packers in 2019, and he's been a key part of their defense ever since.
Yeah.
So how do you see him fitting into the Steelers' defensive scheme?
I think it's a seamless transition. The Steelers run a 3-4 defense, which is the same scheme Smith played in with the Packers. He's a versatile player who can rush the passer from the edge or drop back into coverage if needed. He's going to add experience, depth, and leadership to that defensive line.
And they desperately needed help at the edge rusher position, especially after T.J. Watt's injury. Smith's arrival will be a welcome sight for Steelers fans who are hoping for a deep playoff run.
No doubt about it. Smith is a proven commodity, a reliable veteran who can be counted on to make an impact every game. And his arrival will allow the Steelers to be more creative with their blitz packages and defensive schemes.
Plus, he's known for his strong run defense, which is crucial in the AFC North, where you're facing bruising backs like Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins every week.
Exactly. Those divisional games are always battles in the trenches. Smith's ability to set the edge and control the line of scrimmage will be invaluable for the Steelers.
So looking at these trades from a broader perspective,
Yeah.
it seems like the Steelers are sending a clear message to the rest of the AFC. They're not messing around.
Right. They're not content with simply making the playoffs. They're building a team that can compete for a Super Bowl title. These moves are a sign of their commitment to winning and their belief in their current roster.
It's a bold strategy, but it's one that could pay off big time. They've addressed their weaknesses and added proven talent without sacrificing their long-term future. It's a move that could propel them to the top of the AFC.
And it's going to make the AFC North even more competitive and unpredictable. The Bengals, the Ravens, and now the Steelers. This division is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in football.
It's going to be a dogfight every week. Every game will feel like a playoff game. It's going to be epic.
And it's going to be fascinating to see how these trades impact the playoff race in the AFC. Will the Steelers' gamble pay off? Will the Jets and Packers benefit from their moves in the long run?
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. These trades have injected a dose of excitement and intrigue into the NFL season. It's going to be a wild ride.
It's funny how one team's decision can have a ripple effect across the entire league. These trades are a reminder that the NFL is a constantly evolving ecosystem where every move matters.
It's like a giant game of chess where each player is trying to outmaneuver their opponents and make the right moves to secure victory.
And speaking of chess moves, let's talk about the impact of these trades on the salary cap.
Right.
The Steelers had to make some financial adjustments to accommodate their new acquisitions.
That's right. They restructured some contracts and freed up some cap space to make these moves work. It's a delicate balancing act, managing the salary cap while still building a competitive roster.
And it's something that all 32 teams have to deal with. The salary cap creates a level playing field, forcing teams to make tough decisions and prioritize their spending.
It adds another layer of complexity to the game, forcing general managers to be creative and strategic in their approach to roster construction.
And it makes for some interesting storylines and debates among fans and analysts. Who got the better end of the deal? Who overpaid? Who made a shrewd move?
It's all part of the fun, right? The NFL is a constant source of entertainment, both on and off the field.
Absolutely. And these trades are just the latest chapter in the ongoing saga of the NFL season. It's a story that's full of twists and turns, surprises, and disappointments.
And we're just along for the ride, eager to see how it all unfolds.
So as we wrap up our analysis of these trades, let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. How do these moves fit into the overall narrative of the NFL season?
That's a great question.
It really makes you appreciate the strategic minds behind these teams.
Oh, yeah.
These general managers are playing 4D chess,
Yeah.
thinking several moves ahead,
It's crazy.
and trying to anticipate their opponent's reactions.
It's like a high-stakes poker game where they're constantly assessing their hand, calculating the odds, and making calculated bets on the future of their franchises.
And sometimes those bets pay off, leading to championships and glory.
Right.
Other times they backfire, resulting in setbacks and disappointment.
Yeah, for sure.
It's all part of the drama that unfolds every season.
And that's what keeps us coming back for more. The NFL is a never-ending source of intrigue, excitement, and passion. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the trade deadline frenzy, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the NFL is a dynamic and ever-changing landscape. Teams are constantly evolving, adapting, and making moves to gain a competitive edge. The trade deadline is just a snapshot of that constant evolution, a glimpse into the strategic thinking and calculated risks that shape the league.
Well said. It's a reminder that there are no guarantees in this sport. Every decision matters, every move has consequences, and the balance of power can shift in an instant.
And that's what makes it so captivating. We're constantly on the edge of our seats, wondering what's going to happen next, who's going to make the next big move, and how it's going to impact the playoff race.
So as we look ahead to the rest of the season, what are some of the key storylines or questions that you'll be following closely?
For me, it's all about seeing how these trades play out on the field. Will Mike Williams revitalize his career in Pittsburgh? Will Preston Smith be the missing piece for the Steelers' defense? And how will these moves impact the playoff picture in the AFC?
Those are great questions. And I'm also curious to see how the Jets and Packers adapt to the departure of these key players. Will they be able to fill the void, or will these trades come back to haunt them?
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. The NFL never disappoints when it comes to drama and excitement.
Right.
We're in for a wild ride as the season unfolds.
Oh, it's been a pleasure breaking down these trades with you.
Yeah.
It's always fascinating to get your insights and perspective on the inner workings of the NFL.
The feeling is mutual. I always enjoy our conversations and the opportunity to share my thoughts with our listeners.
And we appreciate you joining us on this deep dive into the NFL trade deadline.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.